Be careful who tells Michael Jackson's story. That single warning has quietly followed every major project connected to Michael Jackson's legacy. And today, as Michael 2026 moves closer to release, that warning is being associated more and more with one name, Taj Jackson. Unlike others connected to the film, Taj hasn't been loud. He hasn't been celebratory. He hasn't jumped into the hype. Instead, he's done something far more unsettling for Hollywood. He's remained watchful. And when Taj Jackson watches closely, people listen. Taj isn't just another family member reacting emotionally. He's someone who has spent years pushing back against what he believes is a distorted public narrative around Michael Jackson. To him, the problem was never just tabloids or headlines. The real damage, he believes, comes when entertainment turns speculation into storytelling and storytelling into truth. That's why the Michael biopic has triggered so much tension around his name. Because in Taj's eyes, Hollywood has a pattern. It simplifies complex lives. It chooses drama over nuance. And once a version of a story is locked into a big-budget film, it becomes permanent in the minds of millions, especially for a new generation that didn't grow up watching events unfold in real time. What worries Taj isn't just what might be shown in Michael 2026, it's what might be left out, softened, or reframed. He's repeatedly suggested that Michael's life has already been judged too many times by people who never truly understood it. And now, with a global biopic on the way, that judgment risks becoming cinematic canon. And here's where things get uncomfortable. Because Taj's concern isn't coming from hatred of Hollywood, it's coming from experience. He's seen how stories evolve once they pass through studios, scripts, and editing rooms. He's seen how intention can be lost in translation, and he knows that once a film presents a version of Michael, correcting it later becomes almost impossible. To many fans, Taj represents something different from the rest of the conversation. He represents resistance. Not outrage, not cancellation, but resistance to simplification. He doesn't want Michael turned into a symbol that fits neatly into a three-act structure. He wants him remembered as complicated, flawed, brilliant, and human. And that's exactly where the tension lies. Because Hollywood doesn't thrive on complexity. It thrives on clarity, on emotional arcs, on closure. And Michael Jackson's life offers none of that easily. So, when Taj questions the narrative, it's not a personal attack on filmmakers, it's a challenge to the system itself. A system that decides what parts of a life are important enough to show and which parts quietly fade into the background. Some critics argue that Taj is being overly protective, that no film could ever satisfy everyone, and that expecting complete truth from cinema is unrealistic. And maybe that's true. But Taj's point isn't about perfection, it's about intention. Is the goal to understand Michael or to resolve him? Because those are two very different things. What makes Taj's stance powerful is that he doesn't need to shout. His past statements, his consistent caution, and his refusal to blindly endorse Hollywood portrayals all send the same message. Michael's story deserves more care than it has historically received. And that message resonates, especially now. As anticipation around Michael 2026 grows, so does anxiety. Fans aren't just waiting for a movie, they're waiting to see which version of Michael will be handed to the future. The icon, the victim, the genius, the controversy, or a carefully blended version designed to feel complete. Taj Jackson understands something many overlook. Once a film like this releases, debate doesn't disappear, it calcifies. And from that moment on, the fight isn't about what happened, it's about what people remember. That's why Taj's reaction matters, not because he holds power over the film, but because he's reminding everyone that stories don't belong to studios alone. They belong to history.